Most people think AI is just ChatGPT.
Right.
Like you see this clean, simple chat box on your screen, you type a prompt, it gives you a surprisingly articulate answer, and you just sort of assume that interface is the whole machine.
Oh, absolutely. They think that's all there is to it.
But looking at the actual failure rates for enterprise AI projects, well, it paints a completely different story.
The failure rate is staggering. I
Mm.
mean, we are seeing incredibly well-funded corporate AI initiatives just crash and burn in production every single day.
Wow.
And the most surprising part, it is almost never because the underlying AI model isn't smart enough.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it fails because of, well, what's happening behind that chat box?
Okay, let's unpack this, because today, for this deep dive, we are looking at a viral breakdown of the modern AI tool ecosystem,
Mhm.
and we're pairing it with a professional blueprint from Michael Schmidt, who is also known as CyberknightMike, to figure out how to actually survive in this landscape.
Which is
So-
so needed right now.
Because, looking at this ecosystem map from our source, it is dense.
Oh, it's overwhelming.
We're talking about over 100 distinct tools categorized into 12 different layers.
Yeah, and most business leaders see a chart like this and they either just completely panic or
They just start throwing money at it.
exactly, they open their checkbooks and just start buying one tool from every single category, assuming that somehow guarantees a working system.
Right. I want to step away from the tech jargon for a second to really visualize this, for you listening. Thinking AI is just an LLM is like thinking a car is just an engine.
Oh, well, that's a great way to put it.
Right, like it's essential, obviously. But without the transmission, the steering, the brakes, you aren't going anywhere.
You're just revving in neutral.
Exactly.
Right.
So let's systematically break down these categories to show the true scope of what generative AI actually is.
Sure. So if we stick with your car analogy, the LLMs, your large language model.
Like OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, Llama, Mistral.
Right. Those are the engine. They are brilliant at generating power, or in this case, text and logic. But an engine needs fuel, and it needs a GPS to know where it's going.
Okay.
That brings us to the data and retrieval layer. In a business context, your AI model doesn't inherently know your company's proprietary data.
So you have to feed it.
Yes, through vector databases, tools like Pinecone, Weaviate, Qdrant.
Milvus, PG Vector, yeah.
Exactly. And to actually pull from those databases, you need RAG frameworks, retrieval augmented generation.
Which is stuff like LangChain Lemma Index, Haystack, GraphRag.
Spot on. And we can't forget embeddings, right? Models from OpenAI, Voyage, Cohere, BGE. They basically translate your human documents into vector math so the database can even read it.
Wow. Okay, so that's a massive process just for retrieval. But what if I want the AI to do more? Like, what if I want it to act?
Well, now you're talking about the action and memory layer.
Yeah.
We're moving from AI that just chats to agentic AI.
Right, like actual AI agents.
Yeah, frameworks like LangGraph, CrewAI, AutoGen, Semantic Kernel.
And automation tools, too, right? Like NAN, Zapier, Airflow.
Exactly. They act as the steering and the wheels. They take the engine's output and actually do something with it.
Yeah.
But to do complex tasks, they need memory.
Which would be Redis, Mem0, Neo4j, Chroma.
Right. Because if an agent is working on a task for an hour, it can't just forget what it did 10 minutes ago.
That makes sense.
And then wrapping all of this up, you have the glue and safety layer.
The connective tissue.
Yeah, things like MCP, the Model Context Protocol, which connects models to your systems, plus AI security, guardrails, Presidio, Lucera.
And observability tools, Langsmith, Langfuse, Phoenix.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is how people misinterpret this entire ecosystem. They look at this massive list of tools and they read it top to bottom like a restaurant menu.
Oh, like, I'll take one LLM, a side of LangChain, and let's sprinkle some guardrails on top.
Yeah. They pick one from each row, assemble the pieces, and assume they can just ship it.
But let me push back on that for a second.
Sure.
If I am a business leader, why can't I just buy the best-in-class tool for all 12 rows? Like, if I buy the best engine, the best tires, the best transmission, shouldn't that guarantee a perfect car?
You would think so, but it completely ignores how software actually works. That map is not a menu. It is a dependency chain.
A dependency chain.
Yes. The critical insight here is that tools do not fail in isolation. They fail at the handoffs.
Okay.
Your retrieval, your RAG, is only as good as your embedding choice.
Right.
Your agent is only as reliable as your evaluation layer. And your memory. It's basically worthless if your observability can't tell you when it starts to drift.
Here's where it gets really interesting. This ecosystem map, with all its 100+ tools, it only tells you what to buy.
Exactly.
It says absolutely nothing about the seams between the tools. And from what I'm gathering, the seams are where AI systems break.
The seams are the danger zones.
Hmm.
Think about it. When a user asks an internal AI a question,
Like, can I expense this rental car?
right, that request has to pass through the security layer, ping the RA framework, query the vector database, pull an embedding, and feed it all back to the LLM.
All in fractions of a second.
Yes. And if the embedding model drops the context at the seam, the LLM might confidently spit out the company parking policy instead of the expense policy.
Which is a disaster.
And the LLM didn't fail, the database didn't fail, the handoff failed. Production only rewards teams who have figured out the how, not just the what.
So if buying better tools doesn't fix the seams, how do we solve it?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the teams who successfully ship AI aren't the ones with the richest tech stack.
Okay.
They're the ones who design the handoffs before they ever pick the tools.
Wow. Design the handoffs first.
We call this the governance gap. Managing these seams requires someone who can bridge advanced technology, business operations, and strict compliance requirements.
Which brings us to the second part of today's deep dive. We've been looking at Michael Schmidt, CyberknightMike, and honestly, he is the living embodiment of the execution architecture this map demands.
He really is. I mean, he has over 10 years of experience driving enterprise data security, IAM, and AI initiatives across highly matrixed environments.
So what does this all mean? It means having a brilliant stack is totally useless without a transformation leader to mobilize it, right?
Absolutely. You need someone to own the seams.
Let's look at his track record because it maps perfectly to these ecosystem challenges. Take his current role at Metcove, starting in 2021.
Right. As a transformation and pre-sales consulting partner.
He didn't just play with OpenAI. He translated strategic structures into actionable deployment frameworks.
Like his work with the international airports across the U.S. and Canada.
Yes. He designed pilot test processes there, and an airport is about as high stakes as it gets for handoffs.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
He had to align the technology vendors with the local ground teams. He was essentially designing the human API for the project.
Exactly. And then look at his work with Ninjamoba and various university partners.
The EU-funded AI chatbot rollouts.
Yeah. Since 2020, this is where he handled something fascinating, cultural maturity.
Oh, this part is huge.
Right. He designed localized language backends in both English and Spanish. And he didn't just translate words, he established data models that balanced user experience with strict data protection compliance.
Which perfectly addresses the AI security and observability needs of the stack we just talked about.
Especially in the EU with GDPR.
Right. If the AI doesn't match the cultural maturity of the users, or if it violates privacy, the users reject it. The handoff between the tool and the human fails.
And he's been doing this kind of structural governance for years. Even before generative AI blew up, he was at BlockSec and IBM Global Services.
Deploying global-scale connector integrations for things like Active Directory and SAP.
That is deep organizational infrastructure.
It is. He was tracking adoption metrics, resolving friction points, and deploying for matrixed audiences. He knows how to get conflicting departments to agree on a workflow.
Which makes him basically a Swiss Army knife for the AI ecosystem. I mean, he's a CISA certified information systems auditor.
So he brings that strict security and risk management lens.
Exactly. He's Microsoft 365 Copilot trained, so he understands the employee-level workflow.
And he's fluently multilingual.
Yes. Native German, C1 English, professional Spanish, basic French.
That makes him an incredibly trusted liaison. He can seamlessly partner with talent, technology, security, and risk management units across different regions.
So for you listening, if you are building, learning, or investing in AI right now,
Which, let's face it, everyone is.
right, do not let your project stall in production just because nobody owned what happened between the tools.
The seams.
Yes, the seams. You need a trusted, experienced partner who designs the handoffs before picking the tools.
Oh, yeah.
And CyberknightMike, Michael Schmidt, is exactly that partner.
This raises an important question, though.
Oh.
If the modern AI ecosystem already has over 100 incredible tools, I mean, they are right there for anyone to buy.
Yeah, the tech is accessible.
Right. So perhaps the biggest competitive advantage for your company moving forward isn't adopting a smarter AI model.
Wait, if it's not the model, then what is it?
It's rather cultivating the human governance to orchestrate the tools you already have.
Oh, wow.
It really makes you wonder how many seams in your current business processes are quietly breaking right now without you even noticing.
That is such a powerful thought to leave on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. Seriously, go save that ecosystem map, study the handoffs, and reach out to Michael Schmidt for your next AI build, because you definitely need an execution architect to make it work. Catch you next time.